Thank you so much for joining me for my Lunchtime Look. My name is Sharon Rogers and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wells, Maine in the United States. And today, unlike the last couple weeks where I've taken 15 or 20 minutes to create a card, I'm going to make this one in under 10. Let's go. I'm going to be working with the Layering Leaves stamp set. This looks like it's a summery kind of set, or at least springy, because we've got leaves and we don't see those right now in Maine, but we're going to winterize this just through choice of color. I'm going to show you how you can take a basic white card and elevate it just a little bit. Now, if I were making just a regular single base no layer card, I would cut a piece of cardstock 5.5 by 8.5 and score it in half and be done. I'm going to cut a smaller layer, just a little bit. So one way that you can elevate your card design is by the use of layers. And this is going to be a tone on tone layer. So it's a white layer on a white card base. I might as well cut my card base while I have my trimmer out. This is thick basic white. 5.5 by 8.5, and I've scored it in half. All right, so there's my card base. We can fold that. Now I need to do some stamping here. I'm going to bring in a piece of scratch paper just to protect my surface. And I'm only going to use 2 stamps from this set. One is the word hello, and then this stamp right here. I'm just going to be changing some colors around. So I've chosen to use Summer Splash, Berry Burst, and Night of Navy. Let's start with my Summer Splash here. And I'm going to just stamp in a couple of different spots here. There we go. Let's clean our stamp so we can switch colors. Let's go to Berry Burst. A little bit down here. Make a taller one up here. Let's go with this. I think I'm going to call that good for right now. I can always come back in and add more. Sometimes it's just helpful to know when to stop. Now let's bring in a piece of our Night of Navy ink, and we're going to add in a little bit of color here. And let's make it a little bit taller and going in that direction there. And then let's pull this in here. And I think that's going to be, pretty good. Maybe I need one more up here, probably in Berry Burst, I think. Let's go back. So, I mean, we can always go back and add. It's just hard to take away. And I'm really just going to add a little bit in here. There we go. So now when I put this on my card, you have white on white. I'm going to use a dimensional here, which will elevate it literally, but also then figuratively does it. It makes it just look a little bit more expensive. So I could stamp my saying right on this card. I could just stamp this little hello right here. And that would look like a nice enough card. But what happens if I take a piece of scrap paper? Let's see. Let's use this right here. And I'm going to bring in a die set here. And this die is from Something Fancy. And I found that it just happened to fit this word. You could cut a piece of just a regular rectangle if you wanted to, but I think that this interesting little design steps it up a little bit. I was going to use my Stylish Shapes because you know how much I love that one because it gives that stitching all around it, but it wasn't quite wide enough. So let's bring in our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So this would be really easy to make into a fall card just by using fall colors. You know, all greens would be a nice spring and or summer card. Lots of options with this one very simple stamp set. All right, let's get this off here. And of course, we want to make sure we put this on with dimensionals because again, that elevates it not only literally or figuratively, but literally as well, or literally but figuratively, whichever way you want to say it. We're going to put dimensionals there and on the back of this layer. And look at how fast this came together. Okay. I love this color combination. It is just so fresh and cheery. Now look at what happens when we put that on. Just brings it up just a notch. And of course, the other thing that would bring it up just a notch would be the addition of maybe either these Pearl Basics, or I really like these iridescent faceted gems, because these are really sparkly and twinkly and they've got a neat dimension to them. So let's just, there's a couple different sizes here. So let's just take, here's a larger one, and here's a smaller one, and another smaller one. And you could add more if you wanted more. And that is your card front. All we need to do to make the inside pretty is, I think the last color I stamped with was this one. So we can just add this down into the corner here. If you wanted to add a couple more colors, you could do that as well. It's pretty easy to just clean your stamp. I better bring this in before I make a mess again. And there. And one last one. Let's go with here. All right, so we've just got some decoration on the outside. Quick and simple card. And you can see the depth right here. You could even add another layer that's just a little bit bigger. If you were going to do that, I'd maybe cut this one 1/8 of an inch smaller, and then the layer that goes underneath to be the 4 by 5 1/4. But just a really, really cute and simple note card. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget, if you are local, the deadline to sign up for Monday's card class is tomorrow at 9 p.m. Hope to see you there. We're going to make some great cards. Have a great rest of your week.